Well, in this edition of The Interview, I have with me the youngest parliamentarian of this 18th Lok Sabha. It's a pleasure to introduce you to Shambhavi Choudhary, who is an MP from Samastipur of Bihar, and we are going to have a very insightful conversation, a very interesting conversation, viewers, because she is, of course, representative of youth, of mahila shakti, so yuva shakti, mahila shakti, and of course the people of Bihar, what they stand for, what she stands for, and how is she going to take this journey forward. So let's in fact move forward, Shambhavi, and get started with this conversation.
First of all, thank you to the entire team of Republic.
Yes.
For having me.
So viewers, Shambhavi actually represents the Gen Z, and I want to understand from her, how does a Gen Z Neta actually think, how does she view the politics of the country today?
I look at politics as a good medium of change. If you see, I always wanted to be in politics because if you see my other interviews also, I've always talked about how I see politics, a politician being an agent of change, being a like Gandhi ji said, you should be the change that you wish to see in the world. I think this is the apex of being a change maker. Other than that, I think being in politics gives you the power to transform lives at a larger scale. And when you are in politics, you have the power to voice your opinions, you have the power to speak for what you feel is not right, you have moral ethics, you have to be grounded, and it gives you a very nice space to connect with more and more people, understand their views, understand their opinion, and then take that forward and then bring that into policies. I am in a place where policies for the entire country is designed, where policies are made, where policies are implemented towards people. So I think it gives me the power to, from whichever constituency I'm representing, I'm representing Samastipur right now, whichever constituency anybody else is representing, we all come together, we talk about what our constituency's expectations are, what people's expectations are. I think that's a very good way of bringing about a nice fresh change in the system.
But what made you feel this? Because you're so young, and tell us more about what really led you to think about bringing about a change. Because what I learned about you, that you've done your college you are from Bihar, but you were in Delhi for your studies. You studied in DU. The life in DU can be very colorful and it's fun. I'm from DU, so I know it's very it's a different world altogether. But what really made you feel that I want to switch to politics?
So, like we say, we are representatives of the people, we are representatives by the people, and we are representatives for the people. And ever since the beginning, I have enjoyed, I'm a third generation politician from my family, and ever since childhood, I've enjoyed being around people. I used to see my father, grandfather connect with the people of their constituency, and it had a profound impact on me. And when I was growing up, I wanted to do something that could lead me to connect to the masses, to talk about their problems. I don't know, that I think I just had that in me, that no, I have to do this. I want to be with people. I want to dedicate my entire life to serving people, and that's how I landed up here.
In fact, if I remember your video when you were taking oath, that actually went quite viral. It's all over the place, and I saw it in shorts and reels also. This is the youngest MP, and people, if you see in the comments, they're talking about your confidence, and you did not even read the paper, while there are many of them who are very experienced, but they struggle to read out, and they have to read it every time. But what was that confidence coming from? Was it because you are from that a political family?
See, I think there's a difference in taking the oath and reading the oath. There's a very fine difference between both of them, and I was very sure that I want to take the oath because we have fought elections, we've been elected by the people, and we have certain responsibilities to the people, towards the people who have elected us and sent us here. So when I was taking the oath, I wanted to sound very confident. I wanted the people who were watching me at that point, I wanted them to be convinced that, okay, no, she can do it. And that is why, and you do get the oath one day prior to the date that you're supposed to take the oath. So you get a reference of what the words would be like, or what are the lines. So that's the whole purpose of anybody getting the reference sheet one day before the oath.
But you were not at all nervous, I mean, that's what was the biggest
I think
observation.
my strength are my people, and I think you know, I'm an elected representative of the people. I have fought that battle, and I have come here. And being here, the love, the blessings of the people from my constituency give me that strength, give me that confidence, and I know that I have to live up to their expectations, so nothing can go wrong.
How was that moment? I forgot to ask. In fact, the Prime Minister gave a huge shout out to you, and that video also actually did a lot of rounds on social media when he said that, you know, सबसे छोटी बेटी है ये, इसको तो आपको जिताना ही पड़ेगा, and you know, he was giving you blessings and everything, and actually, you know, later on you actually were elected as the lawmaker. What was that moment like? You know, you meet the Prime Minister.
So I wasn't expecting. I did have a small conversation with him before he went out. He went to give that statement. We had a small conversation where he was asking me about my educational background, and he was asking me about why I chose to do politics and all of that. And then he said, you know, whatever he said, and I think it was. I feel I'm truly blessed that the Prime Minister of the country went on to say something like that about a candidate. Right at that point, I wasn't even a member of Parliament. It was my first time. That was very encouraging, and that gave a whole new momentum to my campaign, because party workers got excited. Everybody was like, okay, no, now this is Modi ji ki beti, and but other than that, I think it was a huge message for the country that the Prime Minister has called a Dalit woman her daughter, and we should really see how inclusive this thought is and how this thought can take us forward. But what was more precious for me was when I met him at the Central Hall, he recognized me instantly. Like he remembered the whole conversation, and he told me that हमने कहा था ना तुम जीत जाओगी, देखो तुम जीत गए. I think that was really special, and in a room full of parliamentarians, he had a conversation with me where he patted my back, and he was really happy that I won. I think that was my true victory.
You know, your father is in the JDU, your grandfather was in the Congress party, and now you are from the LJP. Why did you choose LJP and not, you know, maybe JDU or maybe BJP? So
I'm a representative of Lok Jan Shakti Party. I'm a member of Lok Jan Shakti Party, and I chose the Lok Jan Shakti Party because I feel that I am definitely a young person, and young people resonate more with young minds, young thoughts. And as you see, our party's president, Chirag Paswan ji, he has continuously advocated, he's got Yuva Bihari on his Twitter account also, has continuously advocated for young people's rights, how young people's voices need to be heard, how they should be put on a priority. And you see, there are so many leaders in Bihar who call themselves as, okay, we are leaders of the youth, but they never give them that opportunity. It's
who are you talking about?
So they really don't do that. They don't give them that opportunity.
There are in fact many young leaders like Tejasvi Yadav, and many of them are there. But do you think that they're not living up to the expectations of the youth?
I just feel that they should, if they are calling themselves leaders of the youth, they should give them more space in politics. They are not doing that. And until and unless, you see, in our party we had 5 seats, 2 are experienced members of the parliament. Shri Chirag Paswan ji is here for the 3rd time. Veena Devi ji is here for the 2nd time. Other than that, there are 2 women. 40% of the seats have been, so if you take 2 on 5, that's 40%. 40% of the seats have been given to women, and 4 of us are below the age of 40. So this is the combination that you need to take to the parliament, where you have experience also, you have young people also, you have women also, and that is, and you have Dalits also. So you have an equal representation, and everybody has their own traits, and they are voicing the you know, you could say they are the voice of their communities or whatever society, social strata they are representing. So that is important to understand. And the way our party's president, Shri Chirag Paswan ji, has held his party together, we all saw what happened to him in 2021, and despite that, he could gather all the strength, he could gather his people, he could gather the party workers, build a new party, and then come off. That's basically really true to that phrase we say, rising from the phoenix. It's exactly like that. So I think it's his hard work, his dedication that led me to join Lok Janshakti Party.
You must be talking to your father, you know, he must be sharing a lot of political gyan with you about his own generation, or the politics of his generation, his father's generation. How is it different from what Chirag's leadership or what you're experiencing right now in politics has been?
Like I said, I think it's more of the youth getting space. In other parties, still people prefer political stalwarts, people prefer, you know, people who have certain experience in politics, or they are, I don't think anything is wrong in that. There should be experienced people, there should be people who are political stalwarts in the party. There should be, because who are we going to learn from? So that is there. But you know, we also come with our own, you could say, we also come with our own traits. We also come with, there are pros and cons of everything. So what pros we bring to the party, whatever pros we bring to, say, the Legislative Assembly or the Parliament, that often gets looked upon. Like, you know, people are not taking that into consideration. They always think that, अरे young मतलब बच्चे हैं अभी, पढ़ने दो, बच्चे हैं अभी, बच्चे, but you know, they are not giving them that space where it's not like we can't do it. You've seen, like, we do talk about different things, different politics. How is a young person supposed to talk on a political issue if you're not giving them that space? And then you say that I'm a leader of the youth. So that's not how it's going to, you can't connect the dots like that.
I'll come to the youth factor and how the stereotypes around it also revolve. But as you talked about the pros and cons, what are the pros and cons of coming in from a political family? Because there's a lot of talk about parivarvad. There's a lot of talk about, you know, the advantage that is gained by people who come from that sort of background. What advantage do you feel it has given you? And also, is there any added pressure also at the same time?
Definitely, there is pressure because you know, your victory, your loss gets equally, it starts reflecting on your ancestors, or say ये तो हैं, ये जीतेंगे कि नहीं, मतलब it's equally stressful for my father.
Living up to the expectations.
Living up to the expectations also, and your successes and your losses start getting measured in the same weighing scale, you could say. So I think pressure is definitely there, but politics is a place where it's a profession where, you know, everything is dependent on the people. You are supposed to be elected to the house, and everything depends on if the people of my constituency, wherever I'm contesting from, will elect me to the parliament or will elect me to the assembly or not. I may get coming from a certain family, I may get an easy passage of communication. It could be that my voice is being taken in a more serious way. My stakes are being taken in a more serious way. But if I will have a political career or not, that is completely dependent on the people. And it's the only profession where you have to prove yourself every 5 years. So the work never stops. Every day you have to get up in the morning and you have to be there for your people. Then again, after 5 years, I will be in the same battle, battling for my seat. You know, so like people say that, okay, it's not like I'm a member of parliament right now and I will always be a member of parliament. There will, in 5 years, I will again be in the same battlefield and I will have a fair chance of not making it again. Although what I'm trying to say is that, you know, this is a profession that is completely dependent on the people. And nepotism in politics gets highlighted more because we are there, we are in a public life. And एक होता है ना कि उनको अपना, लोगों को अपना जन्म सिद्ध अधिकार लगता है कि जो लोग पब्लिक लाइफ में, आप उन पे कमेंट्स करो, आप उनके बारे में बातें करो, आप उनके बारे में बोलो. But the truth is that children do get influenced by what their parents are doing.
So talking about public life, you're enjoying your public life, or you still, you know, you're a young girl, you also want your own time, but up to, you know, you must be busy with your constituency.
I think that is one challenge that I am facing. I still haven't realized where to draw the line. What is personal, what is political, what should be in public, what should not be in public. So I'm still finding it a little difficult to decide how much is supposed to go out and how much is supposed to stay in. But Right now I'm enjoying every bit of this experience because there's a lot to learn. Once you're in the parliament, you get to meet so many people, you get to interact with so many people, you get to meet people from the whole of the country who are bringing their little bits from their home to the parliament. So I think it's been a good experience, and I'm really looking forward to the next 5 years. And
how was the moment when you entered the parliament?
It was very overwhelming. I was very overwhelmed because I saw all these people. I used to see them on television and I used to see them on newspapers, and suddenly they were all in front of me. And no matter how much you have waited for that moment, once it happens, you are you're completely awestruck. So when I saw the parliament, it was surreal, it was overwhelming, I was awestruck, and at the same point I thought that I felt a sense of responsibility. I'm responsible towards the people of Samastipur, the constituency that I come from, and I was really grateful and I was really thankful to them that with their blessings, with their confidence in me, I was able to reach the parliament.
So the confidence, of course, has been given by your party and by the people of your constituency. But I'll come back to the point of the age factor. And there are many stereotypes now you are actually dealing with and also trying to break. And you have broken already, I would say. At least 4 of them I'll talk about. One is, of course, age. And that, of course, as you mentioned, that yes, there should be people who understand youth. Do you think that people who are young in politics are taken seriously? Or that is a big challenge to be taken seriously, because they might, as you said, that कि अभी बच्चे हैं, अभी ये पढ़ेंगे.
See, I think in an informal setting, people do try to undermine young people where they not everybody, but there are a few people who would say that अभी बहुत कुछ सीखना है, अभी पढ़ाई करो, अभी तो सीखना है, ठीक है, अच्छा है. But once you're in a formal, suppose you're in the parliament, your voice, your stakes, your every minute is equal to some other parliamentarian getting that minute.
Yes.
So you have to, I think as a young person, you have to make the most of the time that you get in the parliament, so that we're in the parliament, we're all colleagues. You can have seniors, you can have there are obviously people with more experience over there, and they are your seniors, and you treat them with respect, you treat them with dignity. But the fact is that when you are inside the parliament, you're all equal.
Yes.
And in that formal setup, they can't undermine you. So when the time is yielded to you, you have to make the most of that time. Whenever you get that time, whenever you have to ask more and more questions, you should be aware with all the proceedings, so that you can make the most of your time over there, you can make the most of your space over there. And the people of your constituency have elected you to the parliament. So that, I think, is your biggest weapon.
The Prime Minister, in fact, in this just recently held meeting, the NDA parliamentary meeting, he in fact gave out a message that the youth should speak up more.
Correct.
The young MPs must engage in every debate, and that of course is something that you must be looking forward to. And we've seen the kind of debates we are witnessing of late. It can be really, really dramatic, and there's disruption more than debate these days. How do you, what is your strategy?
So I honestly do not appreciate such disruptions in the house, because number one, we have fought to be here. Number two, the people of the country, the people of the state, the people of your constituency are watching you. And number three, people are expecting from you. So when you are there, you have, like I said, you have to make the most of your time. And people actually don't get that much time to speak. And usme bhi motions are getting, the house is getting adjourned. Anyway, the sessions are not that long. So sessions are small. You have to make the most of those sessions. Everybody, it's not like, see, when you are discussing, when you're having a dialogue, then only you can the opposition can also speak up for their people, or speak up their opinions, or speak up for whatever they believe in. But if you're not having that discussion, then how are you speaking up?
Right.
So you're not letting the government business happen. The motion of thanks was adjourned for a day, and then there was a 18-hour long debate that was going on the motion of thanks. So we could have utilized that one day more, and then more and more people could have spoke up.
And raised the issues.
They could have raised the issues of their constituency. They could have talked about their states. But that did not happen. We just lost on a day. So I really don't think that adjournment is a good thing. We should really do something about it. We should we should collectively not try, we should not try that the house get adjourned. We should collectively talk about it, and we should all sit down and respect each other's opinions. No?
Yes, of course, there's a lot of responsibility on the youth, the young MPs, but at the same time, I'll talk about the second stereotype, that is women. Representation of women in politics, and you are a young woman and you come from a state that is, Bihar, where there is a lot of lack of representation when it comes to, when it comes to women in politics. Yes, we've seen, many women leaders, but if you see, even, in the candidate list of the NDA also, there was not a lot of representation. However, you from LJP, we've seen a good representation, the kind of candidate list. So how do you see this as a responsibility of, how can you push this, the woman factor from your side?
So, like I say, that to be here, I didn't just fight elections. I fought patriarchy, I fought stereotypes, I fought misogynists, and then I was here. So definitely there's been a little bit of everything that has come my way, and now that I'm finally here, I hope that I can be a firm and determined voice for the women of our country. Yesterday something in the house happened, and I immediately raised my concern on that, where a profession was demeaned, where a woman was not, it was not the proper language, the proper manner in which something should have been said. So I continuously try to do that, and whenever I am in the parliament, I always think that I have to take the women of Bihar forward. I have to always talk about them, because I believe that I'm a Dalit woman, and I do come from a certain privileged background that has allowed me to be here. But there are so many other Dalit women from my social strata that might not get this privilege, that might not get this opportunity to represent an entire community. But now that I am there, I have to make the most of it, and I have to always talk and think of them. And when my maiden speech was being made, when I was giving my maiden speech, at that point also I did talk of the women and how this government has supported women. So definitely I am very serious about this, and I really hope and I really pray that in the coming time I will be able to be a firm and determined voice for the women of our country.
And also voice for Bihar. There is a stereotype in this entire country, like it or not, about Bihari, the concept of who is a Bihari. And, there is, if you can just say that how, you just mentioned that you come from a Dalit community, and also, of course, the image of Bihar, about the casteism, about many other problems. There's talk of poverty, there's talk of unemployment, so on and so forth. But there's a general stereotype about Biharis. Of course, youth leaders like you and Chirag and many others, there is maybe a change in perception. But how do you feel? What do you see? What can actually bring about that change, or what is really happening in Bihar that can actually propel those changes?
I think now that I'm here, and we have other young representation from the of Lok Janshakti Party in the parliament, I think we have already started changing that perception little by little every day. And once you have to really I just feel that people who have this stereotype in their mind don't interact with Biharis so much. When you actually interact with Biharis, they're all impressed by the way they talk, by the way they think. It's just the movies or the songs in which we are shown with a gun in our hand. I don't know what is it, but it's the media. By media, I don't mean news. By media, I mean the movies and the songs. This representation that has caused this stereotype of Biharis. But Bihar is changing, and Bihar has changed a lot in the last 10-15 years. And you will see more and more now. Delhi has so many Biharis, and you keep interacting with them every day. So in my college, when I was in Lady Shri Ram, we had to do a research, and for that the field was not supposed to be Delhi. The field was to be from some other place. So I told my college mates that you all should come with me to Patna, because you will not go to Bihar again. You know, you might go to other places in the country, but you will never put Bihar on a travel list. So come with me to Bihar and do your field research over there. And I took all my college mates over there. So when they were in Bihar, they were like, "अरे हम लोग को तो पता ही नहीं था Biharis इतने अच्छे होते हैं." So you know, this is what happens, because there is not much interaction, there is not much representation of Biharis in if you say in terms of talking, in terms of being out there in the world. I think that is why the stereotype is prominent. But Bihar is changing, and Bihar has come a long way from the times of the previous government. That had definitely caused a lot of disruptions, that had caused a lot of negative backlashes in the state. But now we are moving forward. We've come a long way, and the youth is now equipped with necessary skills under the NDA government, and the youth is moving forward. We have a lot of opportunities now in Bihar. And speaking of unemployment, definitely the Bihar government has taken certain measures. There was a lot of recruitment in the education sector. There is going to be a lot of recruitment in the health sector. So I think with the coming time, we will be able to break this stereotype with more and more youth of Bihar coming forward.
One more, stereotype or maybe tradition I would say that you've broken is through your marriage. I think it's a very interesting love story also, if you could tell us about that. You know, you come from a Dalit community, and Bihar is a heavily caste-ridden society.
Yes.
And you come from a political family. Your spouse also has an influential family, if you see. And, you know, in Bihar, we talk about intercaste marriage. It's not something that is a very, small or it's quite a big topic. So how do you actually navigate through when, you were actually going to that pursuit of marriage?
I had a love marriage, and I met my partner when we were in college.
Okay.
And it was, you could say, friendship that blossomed into love. But I think for a woman, it's very important to have a partner that is supportive. Because I was always an ambitious woman, and I knew that I need a partner who is supportive, who is caring, who will stand by me in whatever I choose to do. And when I met my husband Sayan, he had continuously supported me in all my endeavors. Never did he say that no, you can't do it. He always used to push me he would always encourage me to take that leap. And I think I chose the person over caste, and caste identity definitely is important. Caste identity is your social identity. But when choosing a partner, I wanted to be with somebody who understood me, and who knows my ambitions, and who is there to stand by me. I think that is important for any woman in the society, especially ambitious women. It's important for you to have a partner that understands you and who is ready to be there for you in whatever you choose to do. That is the most important. And I think when I found that man, I got married to him. And having talked of an intercaste marriage, if you see my father-in-law, he has worked more for the Dalits than actual Dalit leaders have. The way he runs a society where he has certain hospitals where he is working for the health of Dalits. He was the first person in northern India to appoint a Dalit priest to give them that recognition, societal recognition. He was the first person in the northern Bihar to appoint a Dalit priest in a temple. Other than that, he has written books on, his book is named as Dalit Devo Bhava, that Dalits are gods. So, I think people don't see that part of my marriage where the family that I'm married into has worked more for the people who are marginalized than actually people who claim have. So I think that is something that people often look upon. But my marriage is something that we all believe in equality and we all believe in equal rights, and I think it's important to look beyond caste for certain things.
So your family was also
yes,
okay
yes.
with it,
Everybody was very supportive,
and your political ambitions also. Your father was supportive, because there were a lot of talks about is he accepting of that or not.
No. He was very supportive, and he was he thought that he's the kind of father who would say that, okay, if my daughter is happy, it's fine, nothing else matters. And you look at the family that I was getting married into. Like if it's about being a Dalit and Dalit identity, then that family has definitely worked more for the people from marginalized communities. There are so many people who would call themselves ki, okay, we are Dalit leaders, but they have not done anything for the Dalits.
Okay.
But there is my father-in-law who definitely does not, he's not a Dalit, but he has worked more for them. He has given them societal recognition. He has continuously worked for their social status. He has completely worked he's advocated for equal rights for Dalits. So he is that person who is doing that in society today.
Okay, now I'll get to the more personal part of your life. So again, you'll be traveling back to Samastipur now, and you just had your Lok Sabha session. And what do you look forward to? You'll visit your constituency first.
Yes.
You'll also meet your family. How do you plan to go about this and balance your life?
So now I'm going to head back to my constituency first, and I am going to meet the people in my constituency. I will take their applications. They will have certain questions. They will have certain complaints. I'm going to listen to each one of it, and then work towards it. My family in all of this has been very supportive. They've been very encouraging. They have always, they've always believed in me. And now that I'm here, they think that, okay, no, work is important right now. And, when I travel, I prefer to travel with my family. My parents also come along. Other than that, Samastipur is only 1.5 hours away from home. So it's not that difficult for me to manage time. Definitely there's been a big shift in my life, that now I have more of public appearances than earlier than this. Everything was very small, everything was personal. You would have more time to give to family, but I think they understand, and I'm like I said, I'm a third generation politician, so they are used to this.
So, but how used to are you? Like right now, if you see, you were campaigning all throughout this election season. Now you have been elected as an MP. But do you get that your me time? To go out with friends, maybe
So
eat or maybe watch a series or something.
I met somebody yesterday and I told them that I do miss a certain part, certain parts of my life before being elected here. Like I had a lot of time to spend with my friends. I had a lot of time to move around. I had a lot of time to do other things, that to spend time with my pets, spend time with my dogs. But now I don't have that much time. But it's okay. I think I made a cautious choice of being here. And when I decided that okay, no, now I want to be in politics, I knew that these are some of the things that you have to let go. I've always seen my father; he's always short of time, because the people of your constituency, the people of your state, they take up a lot of time in a day, and you can't say no, because they are the people who have believed in you, and they are the people who have elected you. So come what may, you can't say no to them. You have to give them time. So I think it was a cautious choice, and now I decided to be here, and now that I'm here, I can't complain.
Yeah, and you're an animal lover, I saw, and you've been working also you have a a motive to help dogs.
So yes, I am a huge animal lover. I think there's a quote which says that a part of your soul remains unawakened till you've loved an animal. So I think that is very true. Ever since childhood, I've spent a lot of time with different kinds of pets. I used to have dogs, cows, all of these things. So now I don't get that much time, and off lately I started rescuing pets. I started rescuing dogs, and we run we run a feeding network where we feed stray dogs in Patna. So all of that thing is going on. I don't think I'm going to ever give up on that. That will keep happening. I'm connected to a lot of NGOs that rescue animals, and they rescue dogs and they give them shelter. There are animal shelters that I have worked with in the past. So all of that is still in place. Whenever I find time, I spend it with my dogs. My dogs travel with me, so I usually travel by train, and I take my dogs with me to Patna when I'm coming to Delhi. Then I bring them with me to Delhi. So we learn to adjust with time. We learn to adjust with new situations, and that's what I'm going to do now.
That's interesting. But now, just before we wrap up this conversation, I'll ask you again about your political ambitions. First of all, I just want to know that who's your inspiration if you see in today's time? Who do you want to be like, maybe, or maybe you idolize, especially as a woman leader, or any political leader that you idolize?
Definitely my father. Not only as a leader, but also as a person. He is somebody who has, everybody, when you are in your good times, everybody will come to you, they will talk good of you, they will be there. But my father has taught me, I have seen my father go through the bad times in politics, and that has been my biggest learning lesson, that, when you are in a position in politics, everything goes up and down, up and down. You have to be ready for whatever comes. So I think I idolize my father because he held himself in the bad times, and he taught me how to be a good politician in your bad times. I think that is the biggest lesson, and that nobody can teach you. That can only come from within, and my father has taught me that. Other than that, I do look up to my party's president, Shri Chirag Paswan ji. Like I said, the way he held his party together and rose from the phoenix, that is I think truly commendable.
So you have a lot of inspirations around you, and you've reached from Bihar to Delhi, and of course it's a seat of power in this country, but of course you have a long way to go. You're 25, 26, but you will of course one day have that ambition to have that chair, maybe a CM or the PM. So I'd just like to ask you, what will you do if you get to become the Prime Minister of the country? What is your vision? One thing you can do in your power when you are the Prime Minister.
I think definitely I would like to do something for the women of our country. Maybe a law where there is equal pay check. Okay. Maybe something
pay
of
parity,
that.
Something that you
correct. Pay parity is something that I would like to work on, because I think that is the first step of equality, and we do see a lot of and I really don't appreciate this.
The gender bias.
The gender biasness is different, but same job but different pay scale. I think that is true discrimination.
All right, it was lovely talking to you here, Shambhavi. It was really insightful also.
Thank you.
It was I think very inspirational for many of our viewers who are young, from different walks of life. Maybe it was actually something very interesting to know from Shambhavi, and we hope that we get to see you again, and we hope to talk to you on multiple issues, and we do wish you all the best, that you live up to the expectations of all the people of your constituency and of course the country.
Thank you so much, and I really hope that we connect very soon and we can talk more. Yes. And I think I really hope that Republic gives me that space where I can freely talk about my opinions and my ideas. Thank you.
We always put our nation first, and of course you people
Definitely.
are representative of the people. So sure,
nation
thank you so much.
Nation first always. Thank you.
Thank you so much.